NFL quarterback of all time. Now, the most NFL overrated quarterback ever, and also the most overrated NFL quarterback today. And then, and Chris Mathis, Nick Wise can't wait to hear Chris Mathis on this. He's like, I cannot wait for this. Now, you also had an idea regarding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can you tell us, Chris Mathis?
Yeah, I mean, I can. And it's which Buccaneer player is flying under the radar, as in not being talked about enough, almost forgotten heading into 2026. Maybe a guy that has been a veteran for a while, or with the addition of Reuben Bain Jr., for example, let's say some people are forgetting about Yaya Diaby, if that's your pick. But which Buccaneers player is not getting talked about enough as a key component to the success of this team here in 2026? And there are a lot of different ways you can go with this. If you want to go defensive side, offensive side, even special teams, because the special teams was so bad last year. The addition of Kenny Gainwell, for example, who can play both running back and be a contributor on special teams, that is one of the guys that might be flying under the radar. But, it was something I was thinking about yesterday evening on my drive home, because it's a player for me that hasn't been talked about a lot whatsoever, and there's a couple reasons why. But that's the big question. Which Buccaneers player is flying under the radar ahead of this year that can be a key contributor for this team?
So since you came up with this idea and you were thinking about this, and you know what? I am the same as you now. After doing 4 hours here of talking, when I get in my car and I'm driving home, silence. I'm not listening to anything for a while. And I remember Chris Mathis telling me this. You've been doing the drive now for so long, and when you're just flooded with your brain on callers and the board and commercials and talking and keeping everything going, once you get in your car, silence. I've been doing the same thing. And I'm thinking, like, that's what Chris Mathis does. That's what I'm doing, too.
It feels good, man. It does. Only because a lot of people don't realize that we constantly are hearing things. We're constantly monitoring what goes out over the air. So it's just a lot of that. And you wake up and you're keeping up with all the latest breaking news. So, yeah, I tend to do that. And that's when I come up with my best show ideas. So that's what I felt. That's what I did last night.
Very good. All right, do you want to give yours? You going to wait much longer, or do you want to actually give out a Buccaneer in your mind? There's probably quite a few, but at the top of your list that really people are not talking about and you feel will be a key this year for the Buccaneers.
Sure, I'll go first. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's all opinionated, but for me, I got to go with Chris Godwin. Everyone's talking about the younger receivers. They're expecting big things from Emeka Egbuka in year 2. But they're also forgetting about a guy who's also proven as a number one guy, and that's Chris Godwin, who's entering year 10. Yes, I know he's dealt with a plethora of injuries over the year, but when he's been healthy, this guy has been a true clear-cut receiver, a solid number 2 that can be a 1 in years past when Mike Evans was missing time. People act like Chris Godwin is just a thing of the past. Now, we want to see him healthy again like we used to, Rock. But when he is healthy, you look at his last 3 seasons where he was fully healthy or nearly fully healthy. That was 2021 through 2023. Granted, a couple of years ago, but he was healthy then, and he posted 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and that's with Mike Evans on the other side. Now you have no Mike Evans. You have a younger core of receivers. Chris Godwin is now officially that veteran leader, that veteran presence, who is a very good receiver when healthy. I think Chris Godwin's route running, I think his reliability and his trust and chemistry he's built with Baker Mayfield over the last couple of years is going to be that much more valuable now with no Mike Evans. And you're looking for the next breakout player. I get it. I think big things of Jalen McMillan. I think really big things for Emeka Egbuka this year, Rock. But one guy just not really getting talked about, Chris Godwin, and it's year 10.
That's good.
And he can produce. I mean, he's done it time and time again, whether he's outside, inside. I think Chris Godwin is the offensive player for me that is just not getting talked about enough. And at some point this season, I think we're going to say, wow, Chris Godwin, still a really good receiver when healthy.
I hope they keep him in the slot, because I know once they moved him outside, that's where he's the best. And watching him at minicamp and at the OTAs, he looks good. He looks sharp. It does not look like Father Time has come yet. So if this Ted Hurst Jr., your guy from your neck of the woods, 6'4", that factor that can go deep, they need that. You know, I'm not going to say he's Mike Evans. Oh, my God, that would be ridiculous to say. But, no, Godwin, you're going to need it. I was reading it somewhere where, I might have saw it on Joe Bucs Fan, where whoever it was rated the Buccaneers wide receiver unit and said just such a big loss without Mike Evans, only because he draws double, triple coverage. They roll coverage, and that's something that, boy, is going to be missed. All right, you got Godwin. You know who I got?
Who you got, Rob?
I got Antoine Winfield Jr. It is time. It is time. You need Antoine Winfield Jr., and the thing is, it's all about health. Antoine Winfield Jr. is healthy now. He was it was just a couple of years ago, he was the best safety in all of the NFL. They gave him that big contract, and then the injuries came. You got him and TKras Smith. Look, I know defensively it starts up front, but nobody is talking about Antoine Winfield Jr. Now, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN they had, I think it was 70-some voters, all right, around the league, and they had the votes on where you rank players. And Antoine Winfield, even now, where we are right now, he ranked the 7th best at his position. How about that? Still, number 7. He is a top 10. But that's somebody that I just don't hear a lot about, and you need him because he's about in your prime, and you're going to need him and TKras Smith. So I'm going to go with Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah, good pick there. And a guy that I've been a little hard on because I felt as if he hasn't played up to his level of expectation, his potential, hasn't played up to the contract really since he signed it, unfortunately. But we know he's definitely capable of it. I think maybe last year with the lack of pass rush, there was a lot more on that back end with Antoine Winfield Jr. and having responsibilities and an older linebacker, Levante David. Maybe that's why he wasn't so good statistically. He was trying to do too much to make up for the other failures on the Bucs defense.
All right, what we're going to do is we'll continue. We're here till 6 o'clock. We got you covered. All you got to do, if you want to just kick back and listen, beautiful. We appreciate that. We thank you. All right, when we come back, we're going to switch a little bit. We'll get back to Bucs very shortly, but we're going to talk with Ryan Bass, Rays TV, Rays baseball TV sideline reporter. He is with the Rays team now. They're getting ready to fly to Boston. He is with the team as we get ready for the second half of the season. Doubleheader tomorrow in Fenway Park. Ryan Bass is next.